What did your family member do that made you realize they were a monster? When my sister-in-law showed up at my door holding my screaming daughter's hand and whispered, "I always get what I want," I finally understood what kind of monster she really was. It started 8 months ago when my husband Kane and I got matched with 3-year-old Iris through Foster to adopt. We'd been trying for 5 years with 4 failed IVF rounds, and Iris had been in the system since 18 months with 3 failed placements, but something just clicked between us. My SEL Gina seemed supportive at first, though she'd always made comments about adoption being noble but not the same as real children. I always brushed it off until 3 months later at Iris's first family barbecue where everyone kept saying how beautiful and well-behaved she was. That's when I caught Gina staring at us with this strange expression, and later she cornered me in the kitchen. "I've been thinking about getting Iris a cousin," she said. "Tom doesn't want more kids, but I could adopt. You could help me get the same social worker so we'd match with siblings from Iris's birth family." When I explained Iris didn't have siblings in the system, her eyes lit up. Even better, I could request her biological mother's next baby. They always have more. The way she talked about Iris's birth mother like a breeding animal made my skin crawl. When I said absolutely not, she gripped my wrist hard enough to leave marks. "We're family, Rebecca. Family shares." That night, I told Kane about the conversation, but before he could even talk to Tom, the pressure campaign started the next morning. His mom called saying Gina just wanted to give another child a loving home, and I was being selfish gatekeeping adoption. Tom texted Kane that I'd upset Gina by refusing to help family. Then Gina started showing up uninvited, claiming she wanted to learn from watching me parent, while making comments like, "Some people just aren't cut out for special needs kids long term. No shame in admitting you're overwhelmed." 2 weeks before finalization, Gina announced at Sunday dinner that she'd started the adoption process and specifically requested Iris's biological mother's future children. She told everyone I'd promised to write her a recommendation letter, and when I tried to correct her, she talked over me saying, "Rebecca's just emotional because the finalization is soon. She knows Iris needs a cousin who understands her background." Tom backed her up saying they'd already painted the guest room pink. Everything exploded the week before finalization. Gina had been texting asking to take Iris for cousin bonding time, which I kept declining. When I worked late and Kane got stuck in traffic, she showed up telling our neighbor she was on the approved pickup list. By the time I got home, she'd taken Iris. She brought her back 2 hours later with Iris's beautiful hair cut into a matching bob to Gina's own daughter's. Iris was wearing a dress that said future cousin and kept asking, "Why did Aunt Gina say I'm getting a sister at her house?" Gina smiled, explaining she'd been preparing Iris for when her biological sibling joined their family. I found out she'd taken professional photos and posted them saying, "Practice run for when both girls are mine," with heart emojis. I lost it completely and told her she was banned from our home and to stop this sick obsession. She laughed coldly. "Your daughter? The adoption isn't final yet, and when her birth mother has another baby, I'll be first in line." Imagine how confused poor Iris will be when her real sibling lives with me. Iris needs to come live with me. I made it clear at the next family event that Gina's behavior wasn't normal, but everyone said I was being dramatic about her excitement to adopt. 3 days before finalization, our social worker called. Someone had made an anonymous CPS report with specific details about Iris's night terrors and food hoarding that only someone who'd been in our home would know. When CPS showed up to take Iris, Gina had already called offering to be the emergency placement since she was family and an approved foster parent. They took my screaming daughter while I stood there helpless. Eventually, we talked to our lawyer, who told us to document everything. Not long after, I found out Gina had bought a burner phone and researched exactly what allegations trigger emergency removal. She texted a friend, taking matters into my own hands to save that poor baby from that controlling bitch. The judge initially kept Iris with Gina, citing family placement preference despite our evidence. That's when Gina showed up at my door with Iris to collect her things. Iris was sobbing, reaching for me while Gina held her tight and leaned in to whisper, "I always get what I want, Rebecca, and what I want is what you have." When I asked why she was doing this, she smiled. "You got the perfect broken doll that makes everyone call you a saint. If someone like you deserves praise for saving her, then I deserve it more." Our doorbell camera caught everything. The judge found the burner phone purchase and her research history, and we got Iris back after 3 months. Gina got 18 months in jail, but the damage was done. Iris was having panic attacks and wetting the bed again, and still Elle asks if someone will take her again. I don't know how to explain that kind of cruelty to a little kid. Half the family still defended Gina, saying I drove her to do this, but we moved states and don't speak to them anymore.